Keep us on the air, PayPal, and subscribe. Well, everybody reads or hears now and then about what the Trudeau government is doing with publications and the news. We know they pay the old school stuff and keep them in business, but they're also bringing forward legislation. And I'm finding that most people have no idea what that legislation is supposed to do. We're going to shut down the news, Google, everybody else. I don't know, but Jesse Brown is a publisher of Canadaland. He was with me right now, and he knows. So, 40 seconds. What is the government trying to do with this?
Well, what they're trying to do is to take the old system where Canadian producers of film and TV got paid money to make Canadian content, and they're trying to transplant that on the internet. What they're actually doing is making a huge mess, and they don't know what they're doing, and it's already having disastrous effects.
So when you hear stories from the government that, those big bad American companies are going to shut down Canadian news, I don't know that many people who get their news from the internet of those big American companies. They may get it. They get Canadaland. You're on YouTube, right? This show is on YouTube. They get analysis from the internet. But do they get their news from the big mainstream ones?
Well, we got to be careful not to conflate too many things. If we're talking about Facebook and Instagram, a high percentage of Canadians did get their news from Facebook and Instagram, but since the government meddled in this space, that is impossible. We're like the only country where they've shut down the sharing and commentary of news on Facebook and Instagram.
So then, to replace that, what are Canadians doing?
Canadians are going to TikTok. Canadians are just getting other content that isn't news. Canadians are getting American news in the place of Canadian news. And one thing that they didn't shut down when they took the news off of Facebook and Instagram is bullshit, fake news, stuff that looks kind of like news but isn't news. That you can get the lies, but the truth is now banned.
So where does that leave Canadians, aside from, it sounds like, out in the dark? When they get stuff from Canadaland, this show, some other really good shows on the internet. But where does that leave the average Canadian to get their daily dose of news?
Well, there are tons of burgeoning independent shops that are doing verified information, like old school journalism in a new context. But most Canadians don't know that they exist. So we still have these sort of old school legacy. People still go to their CBCs and their Globe and Mail, and maybe this lifeline that the government has thrown out is going to keep those around. But Pierre Poilievre is running on a platform of defunding the CBC. So it's looking like we're in serious trouble, and there's fewer journalists covering Canada than ever before.
Serious trouble or new trouble? Are we going to have a whole new world in a few years where Canadians say, I don't know how I just relied upon the Star or the Globe. We have these news sources.
Well, look, it was never great to have just a few news sources that were deciding, gatekeeping what information we get. But what we want to have that replaced with is actual journalism, not just chaos. And unfortunately, they've thrown the space into so much chaos that I'm afraid that bad actors are filling the void. So people really have to make an effort to get good information from places like Canadaland.
There you go. I'll leave it at that. 3 minutes. Liberties and freedom of speech are under attack in Canada like never before. So let's keep this discussion on the air. PayPal, write a check, and please include your address so I can write a thank you letter to you. And ask your friends, please subscribe. It's important to keep this on the air. And thank you.